Good afternoon. And I recognize a protocol that has already been established. Could you please bow your heads? Father, we thank you, we bless your holy name, and we give you praise. We thank you, Lord, for this auspicious occasion. We thank you, Lord, for the parents of our children, the teachers, the government, the Ministry of Education, all those who have contributed to the success of these children. Father, we thank you for the principal also and her tireless work that she has put in, Lord, to make sure that things do happen. I lift up, Lord, this proceedings to you. I also lift up the children, those who have worked really hard, spend great times, even during various challenges. They put themselves out on the limb. And Father, we thank you for their success today. We also ask, Lord, that you will continue, Lord, to guide them, lead them in the path that they should go. Lord, inspire them to become great men and women in their communities and abroad. And whatever their endeavor, we ask, Lord, that you will also give them the insight that they will need to take them through. Thank you now for your presence here, Lord, and we ask for your blessings in Jesus' name. Amen. Our guest speaker today is chairperson rather, is Mrs. Judith Vanderpool. Mrs. Judith Vanderpool is an educator and business person by profession. She holds a bachelor's degree in English language and linguistics with education from the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill, Barbados. An advanced diploma in the teaching of English from Cambridge Institute of Education in the United Kingdom. A master's degree in educational leadership from Wright State University, Ohio. A master's degree from Capella University in leadership and organizational development in the United States, and is presently completing a PhD in leadership and change with Walden University. She is presently the vice president of Walmart Supermarket, director of her growing business, Biscom Consulting Limited. In addition, Judith Vanderpool is a part-time instructor and assessor with the Chartered Management Institute at the H. Laverty Stout Community College. Judith Vanderpool is married to Honorable Mark Vanderpool. They have two married sons, Dion and Dalen, and two precious grandchildren, Deontay and Denica. Among all of this and above all of this, Judith Vanderpool is committed to sharing her knowledge and life's experience with people and walks in humility with her God. Please join me now to welcome to the podium once again, Mrs. Judith Vanderpool.
If you turn with me to the front of your booklet, you will see the principal's remarks. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. For years, and many years, we have been in it as people in the Virgin Islands and as teachers, acknowledging the presence of multiple intelligences among our children in the schools. And I say in the schools because I span from primary school to secondary school and on to the college. It is very true today that we have come to terms with what we hope to have been to be and inclusive education system. It's one thing to dream, it's another thing to bring your dream to its realization. About 3 years ago, the Ministry of Education, under the leadership of the Honorable Myron Walwyn, Minister of Education and Culture, decided to take the bull by the horn, despite whatever happened, and bring this school to fruition. This school represents another candle, another torch that is lit in education. It represents the presence of technical education in the territory. And Honorable Walwyn, I would like to let you know that as an educator, I expect it to stay. I say thanks to the minister for taking the mantle and carrying the candle forward and bringing this technical school a reality. This achievement could not have been done without the competent staff and the principal and deputy principal. Deputy, I must say, Madam Principal, Miss Jermaine Scatliff, and Sir Clifton Forbes. I commend you today for your stalwart leadership of your staff. I commend you, staff of the technical school, for a job well done. May we applaud. Ms. Scatliff has asked that this graduation moves on very quickly. So I will not be talking very much between items. Therefore, Ms. Scatliff, I welcome you to the lectern.
The Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, known as VIS, opened its doors to 39 students in September 2014. These students all came from Elmore Stout High School with varying personalities, academic challenges, and low self-esteem. Some were too old for school, some had behavioral issues, and some were on the verge of dropping out. These students were afforded the opportunity to learn in a smaller and more controlled environment. Of the 39 who started this race, we are left today in 2017 with 24 students. Students who failed to endure the race to the end felt that they were getting too old and need to provide for themselves. These students were enrolled into the alternative educational program known as ACEP to ensure that they continued with their secondary education. A few were not able to balance between motherhood and school and therefore fell along the way. And some transferred to institutions outside the territory. Of the 24 students remaining, 3 followed the hospitality, culinary, and tourism program, 8 cosmetology, and 13 auto mechanics. The structure of these programs are no different from any other secondary school. And you notice I slow down because I want you all to understand, okay? So I say it again, the structure of these programs are no different from other secondary schools as they are required to perform at the same level in preparation for CXC in their academic subjects. However, these students have the advantage over the other secondary schools in that they will be more skilled ready to move into the place of work and on to tertiary education. They have been involved in on-the-job training experience with our industry partners and have also gained confidence and experience by performing their service to the general public on service days here at the school on Fridays. I say this so person can understand that the level of work students are exposed to at this institution is hard work and not easy work. We celebrate only 8 students today who have met 4 requirements for graduation, and we have another 5 students who only need to qualify with the exit math exam. The majority of the remaining students need only one subject to fully meet the requirements for graduation. Looking at where these students came from and what they have accomplished is greater than the percentage pass of 33%. If we compare the performance of our students to the top school, we would realize that our performance is greater in comparing our 4% high honor students to their 2%. And our 54% honor students to their 44%. Did you remember me saying that we took in these students with multiple issues, behavior, and challenges? After 3 years of reconditioning, reprogramming their behavior, and grooming them to be respectful, disciplined, and cooperative, they have come to realize that change is necessary for growth and productivity. To this first cohort of graduates, I say remember all you have learned at this institution, especially the principles taught in your customer service class. Exercise patience and act accordingly when faced with the rudest of clients. Be attentive and use clear communication skills. Know your product. Use positive and polite language. Manage your time well. Know how to read customers, know their likes and dislikes. And last but not least, be willing to learn from others. One of the lessons that have been preached to you often was learn to give expecting nothing in return so you can receive more. Do not wait expecting, missing opportunities staring you right in your faces. At times, I saw some of you as stubborn mules driving you to the trough and you refusing to drink even though you were dying of thirst. All 24 of you had the potential to excel, but laziness and aiming only for the bare minimum to pass has caused some to miss the mark. Learn from this experience and do not take situations for granted, hoping that a wand will be waved and accomplishments will be realized. Success comes with hard work. I encourage you to continue to persevere and conquer all obstacles and challenges that you may come in contact with. On your behalf, I say thanks to the Ministry of Education, industry partners, and financial contributors who have allowed us to provide much needed equipment and resources for instruction. From such donations, we were able to complete our much needed science lab, our Autobay, listen to this one, El Bar Divis. El Bar Divis. That's the bar just outside here. That is going to be used for the teaching of food and drink. So what's the name? Right on. A few printers and a few computers. There's still some work left to be done and other equipment necessary for administering of the Caribbean vocational qualification. Now that we are put on the map as home of the top student of the first cohort of grade 12 students, in the territory, I know funding will be forthcoming as we have done great with the present resources and will continue to shine with all the much needed resources to fully accommodate the success of all programs at this school. Human resource is one that is lacking. If we are to accommodate all students, weak and strong, we must have the support staff to reach all students at their level of competency. The ratio of students to teachers can no longer be a factor if we are to ensure that all students succeed at their pace. I therefore ask the ministry to consider this fact and ensure that all students can learn given all the necessary resources, physical and human, to accomplish their success. The Lord has given us Kiara John, who achieved an A average every term for 3 years to show the territory that technical and vocational education is not only for the weak, but for all students with a passion for technical studies. This institution has done a great job in balancing the academic subjects as support for the technical programs, and this should only be enhanced, and the ball should not be dropped to degrade the value of these programs. During our young 3 years of existence, this school has participated in inter-secondary school debates, spelling bee competition organized by the Ministry of Education. We also participated for the first time this year in the rugby inter-secondary tournament and came second after a short few weeks of practice. That's something to applaud. Students of the hospitality program participated in 2016 in a junior chef and table setting competition hosted by the BVI Tourist Board. And in this event, we got first and third place in the table setting category. This grade 12 class set for the first time at this school CXC examination in the following subjects: mathematics, English language, integrated science, human and social biology, social studies, technical drawing, and physical education. We await the results in August of their performance. I say a job well done to the staff, which at times felt like giving up, but persevered nonetheless. They worked tireless, provided tutorials after school at no cost to ensure that our students met the required credits to move forward. They have been the extended family for these students, providing much needed assistance emotionally and financially. Some might not have favored me because I ensured that there was accountability and quality assurance in the teaching learning process. This I did not mind because it wasn't about me or them, but it was about ensuring that our students were taught to the expected level and assessed accordingly. At the end of the day, I said this school has the best staff, and I wish the same performance moving forward. Parents, you too played an integral part in the success of our graduates in providing financial and social support. I say thanks for entrusting your children to us and being tolerant with changes and obstacles as we chart our way forward in this new venture of technical education in preparation for Caribbean vocational qualification. I was told to behave today, so I'll end by saying congratulations again. It's wish to our graduates, and I pray God's continued protection and blessing as you begin your journey outside the perimeter of this institution. I invite now my deputy principal, Mr. Clifton Forbes. Thanks. You know, they like to say behind every good woman is a good man, but behind this good woman is a technical man. Since there wasn't an award during when we were celebrating our teachers and principals, I decided I will celebrate my assistant principal in this way. It states that the principal, staff, and students of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies recognize Mr. Clifton Forbes, assistant principal, for his contribution and hard work to this institution. He has been a team player and a strong advocate for technical and vocational education. God's continued strength and blessing. There is also not a category for guidance officer, so I ask my guidance officer to come forward, please. Mrs. Noel came from all the way England so that she can service her students in such a way. So we are going to be losing Miss Noel this August. She's going back home to England. So we want to say our appreciation to Miss Noel for a job well done. So it reads, the the principal, staff, and students of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies recognizes Mrs. Geraldine Noel, Guidance Officer, for her contribution in the nurturing and development of the student at this institution from September 2014 to July 2017. May your work speak for you. Mr. Farr, do the honors. Okay. Thank you.
Well, I would not have liked to hear the speech from a principal that did not behave. Let's give her another round of applause. I ask the valedictorian, Ms. John, to stand and be recognized, please. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. We now have congratulatory remarks from the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, OBE and Premier.
Thank you, Mrs. Vanderpool, Chair Lady, and good afternoon to everyone. Of course, I must recognize the Honorable Myron V. Baldwin, the Minister of Education, and the Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, the Minister of Health, and the Deputy Premier, the Honorable Dr. Kedrick Pickering, came a little later, but he's here nevertheless. And the Honorable Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly. Thank you very much. I want to say good afternoon also to the students, parents, and the well-wishers who are here. First of all, let me just congratulate the students who are graduating this afternoon. Job well done. And I listened keenly when I heard the principal speaking, when she said that this school has done as good, as well as, and better than other secondary schools in the territory. That's indeed a great performance. On behalf of the principal and the students here, congratulations again on achieving that. Reason why that struck with me is that in 2005, when we were first in office, we saw the need for more education in the technical trades. Because while many years before that, when I was a little boy growing up, most of the technicians, the carpenters and the plumbers, etc., in the BVI were homegrown, BVI landers. After a time, it seemed that there were no BVI landers in those trades. And so we saw a need for extra training. And we established a program called a Technical Vocational Program at the college. Many students went there, and it was successful to a large extent. But I recall that the person at the college who was involved in the teaching in that program said to me, one thing that he couldn't get through to the institution was that it doesn't matter what kind of subjects you were being taught, they should all be at the same level. And he thought that the subjects in the trades were not treated at the same level as the subjects in medicine and teaching and other things. And so that was a criticism, although there was some, it worked. And then in this term along came the Honorable Myron V. Baldwin. And he took up the challenge of moving the program from where it was then to where it is now. And I want to congratulate him for those efforts. Long ago, there was, when I was growing up, there was a tendency on the part of parents to have their children go into the esoteric professions, into law, into medicine, and these kind of things. And I myself, I was not urged by my parents, but I went into medicine and did that for a very long time. And that was good. But nowadays, and in those days, medicine and law and so were subjects that were people, there were not many people in those professions then. But nowadays, if you want to find a plumber to work for you, it's difficult. Last year, I found a young man who bore my name. His name was Orlando as well. So I thought he'd be, I thought he'd be dependable then and answer to my calls every time I needed him. And for about 6 months ago, he was. But then he became busy. And now I have to be looking for someone else. What I'm saying is that today, in these days today, it is easier to find a doctor than a plumber to work for you. And the fact, too, is nowadays, too, plumbers make more money than many doctors, right? So things have turned around. Yeah? And even in the hospital, at People's Hospital, when many years ago I was sort of getting myself educated to provide a service to this territory as a surgeon where I worked for many years. Today, after many years since I've left, there's no surgeon, no local surgeon who has qualified themselves to provide that service at People's Hospital because they see these other professions as being more attractive, right? And so what I want to say is that all professions are important and must be treated equally. In fact, there's a tendency nowadays not even just to ignore those professions, but depart from those professions. I worked in Barbados in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital after having completed my surgical training in the United Kingdom. And my boss, my consultant there, was a surgeon from Grenada. He was originally from Grenada. But for a while, he dabbled in agriculture, in farming. And after I was in Barbados for a few years, he actually left and went to be a full-time farmer. Right? And just last week, we were visited by a couple of people who came to make a presentation about aquaculture. And one of the persons, the lady, said she quit medicine to go and sort of develop aquaculture. And so just to demonstrate that the world has changed and that you needn't just set your heart at that profession is better than this profession. Everything is equal. And where there's a demand, it is important that your kids look and see where the demand is in this country and not just to study in one particular area because it is the thing to do, but look at what is necessary and go and do that. So I want again just congratulate these young people on looking and seeing what is necessary and putting all their heart and their minds to it and gratitude to fulfill a need that is present in the BVI for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. It is music to my ears as an educator to hear the Premier say that all the different areas in education are equal. Did you hear that too? Thank you, Honorable Premier. We will now have congratulatory remarks then, Honorable Walwyn.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. I know the appropriate recognitions were made already, but I have to, of course, always recognize the Premier and the Minister of Finance, my other colleagues, the Deputy Premier, Dr. Kedrick Pickering, the Minister for Health and Social Development, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, the Deputy Speaker, a member for the 5th District, Honorable Dolores Christopher, my very hard-working Permanent Secretary, Dr. Potter, the Chief Education Officer, Mrs. Connie George, to the members of the platform, other education officers who are here, teachers, and of course, students. Good afternoon. It's indeed a pleasure for me to be here with you students of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, the principal and the staff, parents, and well-wishers. The journey towards this momentous occasion has not at all been easy, but here we are, the first 12th grade graduating class of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. Give them a round of applause, please, if you can. I would first like to congratulate you graduates for taking your education seriously, and even more so, for having the audacity to follow your own career path, to move to the beat of your own drum, and to decide for yourselves what kind of career you want to have, regardless of what careers might be popular or falsely labeled as more superior. And for that, give them another round of applause. Today is an extra special day for this institution. I do not believe that anyone ever imagined that the top student in the territory would come from the school. But the top student in the territory of the Virgin Islands is from this school. Of the 228 students in grade 12 across the territory of the Virgin Islands, Kiara John from the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies is number one. The former institution, which was referred to as a technical school or given the nickname the Ark, was a very good effort with very good intentions. But I'm sure we would all agree that it did not meet the needs of all our students and the needs of the territory for an institution like this that adequately supports the labor market. A decision was made by this government of the Virgin Islands back in 2014 to place technical and vocational studies as a priority, and the Ministry of Education, being responsible for building the human resource capacity of our country, was given the mandate to do so. For many years, and we are responsible for this as a people, we have had the misguided notion that if you didn't work in an office, if you didn't wear a necktie and fancy clothing, if you weren't a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant, your years of education didn't amount to much. But nothing could be further from the truth. We live in a very diverse society where all citizens are required to make a contribution. No society can function well without technical experts to do the very necessary and important things. If we are all doctors and lawyers, who will fix our cars? If we're all doctors and lawyers, who will be chefs in the hotels? If we're all doctors and lawyers, who will build our homes? If we're all doctors and lawyers, who will do women's hair and makeup and make you all look so pretty this afternoon? The point is, a successful society requires its population to have diverse skills. If we are to be truthful to ourselves, there are many reasons for unemployment, particularly among young people in this country. But I believe in many instances, we have more of a skills problem than anything else. And this is why this institution is so important. But it's important to note that this institution is not a trade school. And we do need a trade school premier, a skills training center in the territory for lifelong learners outside of the formal education system, and we have to do it. But this institution is a technical and vocational Secondary School. And the diploma that these graduates will receive this afternoon is the exact same diploma as those received by the 159 students that graduated yesterday from the Elmo Stout High School. It is the same diploma as the ones that Brigada Flats Educational Center and Claudia Cricky will receive next week. The only difference is that there was a stronger emphasis on technical and vocational programs at this institution. The students at this school were required to have passes in 4 core subjects: maths, English, social science, and general science. They were required to have passes in 2 vocational subjects. They were required to have passes in 3 industry subjects: financial services, tourism, and customer service. And they were required to pass 1 elective. Collectively, those subjects allowed these graduating students to receive a maximum of 75 credits or a minimum of 60 over a 3-year span from grades 10 to grade 12. These students were required to sit and pass the proficiency exams of math and English, and were also required to do 120 hours of community service. A significant amount of work was done by many persons here in the territory to develop this institution and to put the various course requirements, standards, and policies in place to carry out the intended mission of the school. I owe a debt of gratitude to the current school principal, Ms. Jermaine Scatliff, who I called out of retirement to start working on the vision we had for this school, and she did a marvelous job. Thank you very much, Jermaine. I called on Mr. Elmo Stout, who has a wealth of knowledge and experience in education, to be the principal of the old institution while we transitioned to the new institution. He did a magnificent job with those students and provided much guidance to me as well on what needed to be done at the institution. I say thank you to you, Mr. Elmo Stout. I called on Dr. Charles Whitley, who has been my advisor to education since I took up the post. He also made a significant contribution to what we see here today, and he sat as the chairperson of the TVET steering committee that was set up to steer this project. Give Dr. Whitley a round of applause. My permanent secretary, Dr. Marcia Potter, the former CEO, Mrs. Gillian Douglas Phillip, and the current CEO, Mrs. Connie George, along with the education officers who are here with us this afternoon, also made significant contributions to the development of this institution. Give them a round of applause, please. We went through the process of inviting Heart Trust, National Training Agency of Jamaica, to train all our technical and vocational education teachers. We then went one step further to ensure that we began the journey to be in keeping with the industry standards, and then to train internal and external verifiers. This was to ensure that when our students have completed their training, they would be assessed accordingly to the standards set and be able to move to the next level. The government of the Virgin Islands must also be commended, particularly the Premier and the Minister of Finance, for providing the finances for this institution. You only have to walk through this institution to see the significant investment that was made by the government for the benefit of our young people. Clap for the government too, no? Of the 24 students in the inaugural grade 12 of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, 8 students were successful in meeting the graduation requirements. As I said before, with Kiara John ranking #1 in the territory, and Janaika Jennings ranking 28th in the territory with honors as a salutatorian. Kiara Daniel, who ranked 67th in the territory, is also graduating with honors. Some of the students who were unsuccessful will be given an opportunity to resit the proficiency exams following an intense remedial program that will start next month. Upon successful completion, those students as well will be awarded with their high school diploma. Other accommodations for students who fell short in a few credit areas will also be made, and those students will be advised of the various pathways in short order. One of the things that I've made very clear to my permanent secretary and the CEO is that we're never going to tinker with the education system. When you put standards in place in education, you must hold everyone to the same standard. The minute you start to play with those standards, you undermine the integrity of the education system. And that will not happen under my watch as minister. It is now my pleasure to announce government scholarships for the following individuals. Miss Kiara John, will receive a scholarship from the government to pursue her studies in hospitality. Miss Jadaika Jennings will receive a government scholarship to pursue her studies in cosmetology. Miss Kiara Daniel will receive a scholarship to pursue studies in culinary arts. There is one student who is not graduating today, but he's a top student in auto mechanics. I didn't say nothing. Why I clap for? He has an opportunity to resit his exit proficiency exam in mathematics in July. And if he's successful, he will receive a scholarship from the government to study auto mechanics. His name is Jomar Balcom. I mentioned previously how instrumental Miss Jermaine Scatliff was in setting up this institution. She has had the honor of being the first principal of this school. And I want to thank her very much for the excellent job that she has done. Ms. Scatliff, you're an excellent school administrator. Thank you very much. She is also a mathematician. And at the Ministry of Education, we need someone to oversee the mathematics portfolio for the territory. And so Ms. Scatliff will be joining the ministry to take up those responsibilities. I would like to ask Ms. Scatliff to come forward and receive a token of appreciation from the Ministry of Education and Culture for her excellent work done here at the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. I gave her that kiss for behaving today. I called her 3 times today to tell her to make sure she behaves. We owe a debt of gratitude to our fine teachers at this institution. All of whom possess extensive knowledge in their areas of instructions. I want to say a big thank you to all of you on behalf of the government of the Virgin Islands for the exceptional work that you do. The rewards of your labor are before you, and I'm sure you're very, very proud. May God continue to bless this institution And I ask that we all continue to work together as we will be moving this institution to phase 2 of the development plan in very short order. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Myron Walwyn. Salutation remarks, Miss Jennings.
There will be obstacles, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. Those are the timely words of Olympic champion swimmer Michael Phelps. As protocol has already been established, I bid the 2017 graduating class of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies and all well-wishers a good afternoon. Phelps' quote said it best: "Despite our many hurdles and the chitter-chatter of naysayers, we are here. Here in this proud moment of success that some of us thought we would never see. We may have fallen many times and lost focus and purpose along the way, but we rose to the challenge, tightened up our bootstraps, and kept it moving. And because of our hard work and perseverance, we celebrate today and make history as the first ever graduating class of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. I'm more nervous than anything else hearing myself speak on this microphone because public speaking is definitely not my strong suit. So right now, I am out of my comfort zone. However, what I do enjoy and what I am most comfortable doing is bringing my hands to work in the field of cosmetology. I am extremely grateful that this institution afforded me the opportunity where I could develop my talent in this area. I contentedly perfected my skills over the past 3 years as a student of VIS and was proud to have received the title for Best Student in Cosmetology consistently during that time. However, while I am glad to celebrate my success of being the salutatorian of the first graduating class of VIS, I am not as happy as I would like to be, knowing that this very class started out with about 40 students, then slowly dwindled down to 23, and eventually decreased to 8 as everyone did not meet all the requirements for graduation. But I do have a message for my classmates who are not able to celebrate with us today. Let this minor setback be a setup for your comeback. But I do have a message for my classmates who are not able to celebrate with us today. Let this minor setback be a setup for your comeback. Success does not lie in results, but in effort. Being the best is not so important. Doing your best is all that matters. So I encourage you to keep pushing for your special brand of success and never give up. For those on my left, who are blessed to be counted today and cannot forget to thank God for his great works and for seeing us through, I want you to take this time to applaud yourself for being the amazing you that you are. Success is something that I believe we should all continue to aspire towards even past this point, and something that I will work towards for the duration of my life. I have developed my own special formula to achieve success that I wish to share with you. S. Strive to reach your goals no matter what obstacles you face. U. Understand that there might be challenges along the way. C. Concentrate fully on your prize. The harder you work, the sweeter will be your victory. E. Learn to grow. Continue to press on even when you feel discouraged. E. Learn to grow from every experience along the way, both good and bad. S. You might stumble a few times, but don't let that hold you back. Use those stumbles to rebuild. S. Stretch yourself. Continue to grow and push boundaries like never before. And when people say that you can't, show them better than you can. Tell them. Class of 2017, this is not the end of our journey. Another phase of our lives awaits on whatever path each of us chooses. Whatever your path is, travel it with excellence. So I'll leave you with this quote by Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you for listening.
Excellent.
Excellent speech, Miss Jennings. You're on your way to becoming a very effective public speaker. No more fear, Miss Jennings. I looked around and I saw 4 young men in the graduating class. You're moving from boys to men. You are men today, and our society is counting on you. Leaving today from this school and moving into the society as a man, a real man of the Virgin Islands. We count on you.
Cause with each other
We can make it past any test.
we will be the voice of the
future.
Cause we are the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, where we all make a difference, but together we are a family.
So let us,
Be great,
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 let us.
be great.
Cause we are the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, where we all make a difference, but together we are a family. So let us
Be great.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I too would like to observe the protocol is already established. What I'm going to do, for the matter of expediency, I'm going to call the student's name and all the awards associated with that student. And after this, I guess you can clap, and then the student is going to come forward to get his or her prize or award. Okay? Kiara John, medal for achieving the highest GPA in the territory. Valedictorian Award, High Honor Award, Top Student in Hospitality Culinary, this award for student with an A average for every term in 3 years. Okay. Stone Mobile Restaurant and Catering Award for food preparation, Mass Tasty Treat Appreciation to Valedictorian, and then highest scholastic achievement in mathematics, English language, integrated science, physical education, data operations, food preparation, food and drink, tourism, financial service, customer service, and entrepreneurship. I guess she needs some help. Okay, well done, Kiara. We have Jamaica Jennings. Salutatorian Award. Top Student in Cosmetology. Honor Student Award. Highest Scholastic Achievement in Human and Social Biology. Hairdressing. Outstanding Work and Endurance from Lisa Simmons. Okay, well done, Janaika. Kiara Daniel. Okay, honor student. And Ocean, is it Ocean Conversation? Conversion, sorry. You know, you get tongue-tied at times. Ocean Conversion Award for Perseverance. Well done, Kiara. Tyler Frederick Jackson. International Motors Award for second place auto student. Well done, Tyler. Jarian Hodge. Okay. Okay. Job well done from management and staff of New Generation. I guess she isn't there at the moment. Okay. LaCoy Reed. Okay, most improved student. Well done. Joma Balcom. Top student in auto mechanics. International Motors Award for the first place auto student. L&S Garage Taxi and Car Rental Award for top auto student. SA Architect Award for technical drawing. Highest scholastic achievement in auto mechanics and technical drawing. Okay, well done, Juma. Naisha Headley. Highest scholastic achievement in massage therapy. Well done, Naisha. And last but not least, Shazina Haywood. I guess she's unavailable at the moment as well. She's here? Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Highest scholastic achievement in social studies and beauty therapy. Okay, well done, Shazina. Okay, thank you everybody, and once again, congratulations to all our graduates.
Thank you. Oh, I do apologize. The representative from the tourist board will make her presentation.
Chairperson, Mrs. Judith Vanterpool, Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. D. Orlando Smith, OBE, other members of House of Assembly, other distinguished guests, platform guests, Principal of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, Ms. Jermaine Scatliff, teachers, graduating class of 2017, students, parents, well-wishers, a pleasant good afternoon. Tourism is one of our main economic pillars in the British Virgin Islands, and we must ensure that we have the necessary human resources to fuel and keep this industry ablaze. It is our hope that more youth will pursue more careers in the tourism and hospitality industry, hence the existence of this grant. In an effort to improve our tourism industry through assisting students pursuing tourism hospitality degrees, we are pleased to present a check of $2,500 to this year's recipient for the highest achievement in tourism studies. Can the minister responsible for tourism please join me? Can the minister responsible for tourism please join me? On behalf of the Minister responsible for tourism, our chairman and the director of the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board, I am pleased to present to Miss Kiera John the tourism grant for the highest achievement in culinary and tourism studies. Please give her a round of applause.
I now ask the parent of Kiara John to come forward, please. We present to you this wonderful bouquet of flowers and fruits. On behalf of the achievement of your daughter, Kiara John.
Well, can't I? Well, thank you very much. It's something to celebrate. But I need to say that mother was sitting quietly. And just in case the rest of you didn't hear, when she heard about the basket and the flowers, she said, well, I gotta go up this time. And she came and she claimed her daughter then. We have the presentation of assessor and verifier certificates, CEO and TVET officer. Would you please come?
Good afternoon, all. As the minister said earlier, a lot of training and development has gone into TVET over the past years. And one of the main things was training of teachers and persons within the industry, or within the profession, within the education system. And at this institution, we had 2 cohorts of training. This afternoon, we will be giving a certificate for the 2nd cohort. At this point, all the full-time teachers at this institution are trained assessors for competency-based assessment in technical areas. All of them. Okay. And along with those trained assessors, some of the teachers are also trained as verifiers. They are the quality assurance personnel. Right. The assessors are, for this cohort, Mr. Javon Allen, Mr. Vincent Bodville, Mr. Kevin Donovan, Miss Sandra Ferreira Gomes, Mr. Jesse Fields, Miss Marsha Frett, Mrs. Tanya Malone Smith, Mr. David Olive, Miss Latoya Rouse, Miss Jermaine Scatliff, and I'll give the name of the persons who are internal verifiers. They also had to do the assessor training and then become internal verifiers and external verifiers, the quality assurance personnel. Mr. Clint Quickie, Mr. Clifton Forbes, Miss Lauren Welch, Miss Danisha Finley, Madhu Finley, And I must acknowledge also there was a typo on this also to Mrs. Malone Smith also did the verifier certification. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I accept the protocol that has already been established. Henderson Tittle, nominated by the Rotary Club Sunrise of Road Town. Mr. Henderson Tittle is a native of St. Vincent who has made the British Virgin Islands his home since 1989. He currently serves as a minister of the New Life Baptist Church in Duff Bottom, Tortola. By his own admission, Mr. Tittle had a troubled youth but turned his life around over 20 years ago with the help of mentors and church members of the BVI. As a result, at age 24, he returned to school, completed his school leaving certificate, and went on to earn a diploma in youth development at UE. Since these life-changing events, he has become a strong advocate for the need to motivate youth and make positive contributions to their society. He has served as a mentor to inmates at Her Majesty's Prison, and through his work there, identified the need to continue providing guidance to those who had completed their sentences. The challenges he saw for his latter group becoming useful members of society inspired him to develop a broader organization targeted at young men before they got into trouble. That idea was the spark of MAIL, mentoring anointed leaders everywhere. MAIL's mission is to empower the young men today, to create a positive environment for tomorrow. The organization was launched in 2014 with nearly 50 young men between the ages of 9 and 25. Its programs include mentoring and teaching practical life skills as diverse core value, etiquette, auto mechanics, and cooking. Mr. Tittle hopes to see it expand across the Caribbean over time. The Rotary Club Sunrise of Road Town has elected Mr. Henderson Tittle as a Paul Harris Fellow to honor his service, providing guidance and nurturing the BVI's young men through MAIL and his other outreach efforts. Please join me as I welcome Mr. Tittle, better known to the Vist family as Pastor Tittle. Please give him a round of applause as he gets to the stage.
This evening, I want to share with you, and I'm not going to be long. I asked the CEO to make sure she time me, and when I'm going over time, just clear her throat. All right, so I'm looking for that. The path to success, not yet. The path to success. And I must tell you this evening that this is not the destination. This is a part of the journey that leads you to your greater calling that is ahead. But I must tell you along this path that you got to be aware of the animalistic, I think that's what I want to say. The animalistic behavior of the humans that you're going to meet on the path. So let me take my time again and say that. The animalistic behavior of the humans you're going to meet on the path. And you got to be careful that their behavior doesn't throw you off and stop you from fulfilling your destiny. Because you're going to find on this journey the arrogant, the humble, the proud, the hateful, a lot of haters. But you got to stay on your path because it's your path. And on this path, I want to draw your attention to some characteristic of animals that you will find on this path. Remember, we're talking about the animalistic behavior of human that you will find on this path. I want you to keep your eyes on the hyenas that you're going to meet on this path. If you look at the hyena, it seems like he is smiling and he's laughing. But no, he's saying in his mind, I want food. I'm going to eat you. And there are some people on your path, they're out to destroy you. They're smiling, but they're out to destroy you. They're like the hyenas, but you can't let the hyenas stop you from accomplishing your goal. Then along this path, you're going to meet what I call the alligators. And they're just going to be waiting. They're just going to be looking for your mistake, for your fault, for your shortcoming. They're just waiting, the alligators. You got to watch out for the alligators on this spot. Then there are some parrots you're going to meet on this spot. They only talk. They talk a lot. They know how to talk. They will make you promises and they will not fulfill the promises. But you can't let that stop you from going on and reaching your destiny. You got to keep going. Remember, we're talking about the animalistic behavior of human that you're going to meet along this path. Watch out for the snakes. They know how to disguise themselves. They're very cunning. And you got to be careful, because if you allow these snakes, they can stop you from reaching your destination. But bear in mind, the bear is also on this spot. Mr. Tittle, what about the bear? Well, there's a period that the bear go through that we call hibernation. And there's some people, when the bear go into hibernation, the bear can actually stay about 3-4 months just sleeping. And there are some people who are hibernating on your mistakes. They are going to sleep on your mistake, and every move you make, every now and then they pull it out and they show you. Remember what you did. Watch out for those bears on the path. But then on the same path, you're going to find some sharks. And these sharks are interested in blood. They are interested in blood. They want blood. And they're going to kill you if they get the opportunity. But you must stay focused, because this is your path. And you got to know your why. Forget about the excuses. There shouldn't be any excuses. Stay on the path. The excuses, don't allow the excuse you. You're going too fast. Don't allow the excuses to stop you. Well, I come from this family. Flip back one for me. I come from this family. Nobody liked me. No, forget about the excuse. Know your why. Buster Douglas know his why. And Buster Douglas is the man who defeated Mike Tyson after Mike Tyson won 10 championships. Buster Douglas promised his mother, I am going to whip him. I'm going to beat him. However, 2 days before the championship fight, Buster Douglas lost his mom. His mom died. And that was enough, because he had a why. He already promised his mom, I'm going to beat him. And because of that, because he promised his mom and he had a why, you must have a why. Find a why, a reason why you're doing this. Don't just do this for somebody else. Do it for you, and do it for a bigger reason. So know your why. Stay on the path. Stay focused. There are going to be distraction on this path, but you can't afford to allow your distraction to distract you. And I'll say that again. Don't allow your distraction to distract you. They are distraction. That doesn't mean they have to distract you. You can stay focused on this path. Be patient. Be patient. Take your time. It's not running away. Take your time, my brother. Slowly, Grandma used to say to me, if you take time and kill the ants, you're going to find the belly. I don't know how true that is. But in other words, what she's saying, yeah, take your time and kill the ants, and you will find the belly. In other words, she's saying, you got to have a lot of patience to cut the ants. That's a lot of patience. But Grandma was right, because you got to take your time. She said also, hurry, hurry, boy, don't build goodness. These are words from Grandma, and she was right. Stay focused. Stay focused. You got to stay focused. Let's flip. Stay focused. Because if you don't stay focused, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Flip. And you will lose your whole standing and your integrity. Because there are people who are waiting to distract you. Flip. One more time. Sometimes you're going to find yourself on your face. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're a failure, but it's okay. Because success is stumbling into failure after failure without losing your enthusiasm. So once you don't lose your enthusiasm and you keep going, you're going to be successful. Success has nothing to do with any money although that's important. But success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It's an idea. And if you can only get that idea and you work towards that idea and you become what you have set your mind to, you'll become successful. So don't stop. I want you to keep on moving. Be willing. Be willing. I know you don't want that job, but that's the job you can get now. Take it. Please, I beg you, just take it. Work your way up. Smile to the boss. Find out what the boss like to drink. Yeah. Start to take care of the boss. Don't worry, be willing. If the boss asks you to carry the bag, just carry the bag. Just be willing. Because if you're willing and obedient, the good books say you're going to eat the good of the land. Keep on moving and don't allow anything to stop you. Stay humble. Stay humble. Regardless of what you do, stay humble. It doesn't matter how far you reach in life, stay humble. Because only the humble will be exalted. And those who exalt themselves will always be abased. It's just a matter of time. So if you stay humble, God have a way of working things out. I am proud of you guys, and I see you guys Friday after Friday. I'm going to miss you guys because you're not going to be here. Miss Cadliff, I understand you're leaving also. I don't know what I'll do when I come on Friday to have devotion, but I'm looking forward to come still. There's some of the students who will still be here. Don't give up on your dream. It doesn't matter who don't believe in your dream. You believe in your dream, and you can make it. And it doesn't matter how much time you fail. Ask Edison. Who Edison? Yeah, the guy who created the light bulb. 365 times you fail? No. I found 365 new ways to create a light bulb. Embrace your failures and keep on keeping on, and you will succeed.
Pastor Tittle, I wish to be in your class next term, please. You surely motivated me. Watch the animals. Watch the animals. And I sat there thinking, well, at my age, I'm watching all of them. But you said, keep moving. Be willing. Sorry. Take care of the boss. Stay humble. Don't give up on your dream. Thank you. Let's give Pastor Tittle another.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. I do accept the protocol that has been already established for the afternoon. The students will now receive their secondary education diplomas. Kiara John. Janika Jennings. Kiara Daniel. Shakira Castello. Shaquille Pont Jr. Mr. Lennox Matthew Jr. Tyler Frederick Jackson. And last but not least, Mr. LaCroix Reed. I now call upon the Chief Education Officer, Mrs. Connie George, to present to you the class of 2017.
They're already standing. Good afternoon to everyone. As Acting Chief Education Officer, I confirm that these students have met the requirements for graduation as set out by the Ministry of Education and Culture of the British Virgin Islands. On behalf of the Ministry of Education, I hereby declare that you are now graduates of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. Symbolic of this major accomplishment, you may now turn your tassels. Honorable Premier, Minister of Education and Culture, other members of the House of Assembly, platform guests, parents, guardians, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class 2017 Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. Congratulations and all the very best as you go forward on the next leg of your life's journey.
The valedictorian remarks by Miss Kara John. Help.
A pleasant good afternoon to all. I adopt the protocol that has already been established. It is indeed with great joy that I stand in front of you. The past 3 years here at this institution have truly been quite an interesting journey for all of us. Do you remember your first day at VIS? I remember. It was as if I had started high school all over again. A new uniform, a new campus, and new teachers, but we quickly adapted because we, the class of 2017 of the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, are all intelligent young people. We walked in as strangers, but today we leave as family. At times, the work became daunting to the point where we felt like giving up, but we've made it. We made it because we held on. We made it because we disciplined ourselves and got the work done. We had teachers who put up with our mess on a weekly basis,
We had parents who pushed us to do better, to be better, while providing us a home, our necessities, and clothes to wear to school. We made it because there is a God who gave and continues to give us life, health, strength, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Seniors, we now have another journey to begin. And as we gear ourselves up, let us remember to take on the challenges that life has to offer. Remember, the choices and decisions that we made and will make will determine our future. Napoleon Hill, and I quote, stated, "You are the master of your own destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be." Unquote. But seniors, remember James chapter 2, verse 26. "For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead." Also, I encourage you to know God. Praise Him in the good times and ask Him to guide you through your challenges. Build a relationship with God, and He will take you from glory to glory to glory to glory. He will bless you indeed and enlarge your territories. Right, Minister Jones? In life, we will start new phases, and what will determine our success is how we respond to the challenges that we face. Life will never be perfect, so whatever you may come across, give it your best shot. And if you're not sure, ask someone. Chances are they've already been through it, and their advice can help you to overcome those challenges. Today is bittersweet for another moment. While we have all made it, some of us will not walk across the stage today, but I know because we are all intelligent young people that you won't give up. You won't give up because you've made it this far, and this obstacle is a mere pebble in front of the finish line. Remember, with God and tenacity, the choice is clear. Choose to endure to the very end. Class of 2017, today is our day to hand the journey over to the 11th graders, and I'm glad to know that we've left a memorable mark in the history of this institution and territory. As graduates, we must appreciate the assistance that was given to us along the way. With that being said, I would like to thank God for His favor and fountain of blessings that He has continued to pour out upon my life. I'm also extending a heartfelt thank you not just to my teachers, but all of the teachers here at the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, because you have all contributed to my learning in some way. A special thank you to Mrs. Smith, Miss Fred, and Miss Feria. I felt an extra strong love from you strong women. You didn't have to put in the extra time, but you did. And for that, I am and will forever be grateful. It would be remiss of me to acknowledge my teachers and not my principal. I've never attended a school and received such special attention from a principal as I did from you, Miss Catliff. On behalf of myself and the class of 2017, we would like to thank you for all of the opportunities that you have afforded us. Thank you for running this institution and making technical education such a rewarding experience. I would like to thank my family, my church, my friends and parents for their unwavering support even now and my time being here. Lastly, to my mom. You inspire me to always do my best, even when I'm at my worst. When I felt like throwing in the towel, you always gave me reasons to hold on. There's indeed no other love like a mother's love. Thank you for the numerous sacrifices that you've made that resulted in my success today. Thank you for believing in my dreams even when others turned their backs on me. Mom, thank you for being my motivation. Thank you for being a friend. But most importantly, thank you for being my mom, because despite our disagreements,
I know for a fact that I wouldn't trade you for another. Class of 2017, please remember to embrace life's challenges. Don't run from them. Face them head on with God as your commander-in-chief. I love you all. Thank you, VIS family.
I wanna leave my footprints on the sand of time. Know there was something that meant something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Leave something to remember so they won't forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I live this day until I die, and know that I meant something in somebody's life. The hearts I have touched will be the proof that I live, that I made a difference, and this world will see I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I would leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I would leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I just want you to know that I gave my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, leave this world a little better just because I was here. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I would leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I was here. I did, I done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I would leave my mark so everyone would know I was here.
Madam Chairperson, I acknowledge the protocol that has been established. Good afternoon, everyone. As indicated, words of appreciation. I want to say to the graduating class this evening, a special thank you for allowing us here at the Virgin School of Technical Studies to be a part of your life for a short period of time. And we want to acknowledge that you all have did a great job. And we also want to implore on you to continue to be ambassadors, good ambassadors for this institution. You leave here this afternoon on cloud 9. There's still more clouds to go. Don't mind you on cloud 9. We want to encourage you to pursue higher education. We also want to encourage you to go into the world of work here in the Virgin Islands and continue to build this economy. Also, as I speak about economy, I want to bring to mind that we here at this institution cannot live in a vacuum. As Roland Wilson and Barbara Blackburn said in the principalship, seek ways to move beyond the school doors of your school. Collaborate with other agencies or groups in the arena to create a framework. Well, we here at the Virginia School of Technical Studies have done that. We continue to develop alliances with other organizations, as you will note from your program. Please allow me to mention them, because without these organizations, we would not be where we are today. We want to pay a special thanks to the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board, ZBVI, Caribbean Sellers, Seven Seas Water, Super Value, Skelton Group of Companies, International Motors, LNS Garage, Taxi and Car Rental, Virgin Gorda, Ocean Conversion, Stone Mobile Restaurant and Catering, Matt Tasty Treats, Sir Architect, SA Architect, Speedy's Transportation Limited, Vanterpool Enterprises, Virgin Islands Motors Limited, One Stop Mall, Alfonso Garage, Maureen's Marina and Hotel, Box Garage Limited, Nibs Auto Sales and Parts, Tatola Auto Group, Mr. Ernest Popeye's Catlift, Honorable Alva Maduru Keynes, Honorable Archibald Christian, Honorable Melvin Turnbull, National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Splendor Beauty Salon, Force Choice Hair Salon, A Cut Above Hair Salon, 360 Degrees Hair and Beauty Salon, Ayana House of Hair, New Generation Beauty Salon, Amara Spa, Smiley's Garage, Pickering's Garage, Eclipse Hair Salon and Spa, Naniki Marina and Hotel, The Maureen's, Borg Garage, Nibs Auto Sales and Parts, The Pub, ZVCR, Maria's by the Sea, Oil Nut Bay, Peter Island Beach Resort, McKelly's Beauty, Caribbean Insurers Limited, Village Key Hotel and Marina, Clarence Thomas Limited, E&C Catering, E&A Catering, Tatola Race Wars, MVW International, One Max Superstore, MoneyGram, Rotang Fast Ferry, Kuma Trading. We also want to pay a special thanks to the Ministry of Education for who continue to support us in our venture here at this institution. We also want to say a special thanks to those persons who continue to walk behind the scene and do not want to be mentioned. I want to say thanks to our liaison officer, also to our TVET officer as well, Mr. Hodge, who always come by and see how we're doing. We want to say a special thanks, continue to lobby and encourage us. And the last on our list, the staff here at the Virginia School of Technical Study. Please stand. What happened? Y'all not able? Mr. Bonad, please stand. You are part of us. Please put your hand together for this hard-working team. And you know who is at the helm? Miss Catliff. I never said Mrs. Miss Catliff. Again, thank you all very much. We also want to say a special thank you to our keynote speaker this afternoon, Pastor Henderson Tittle. We want to thank you for that inspirational PowerPoint and the way that you presented the information. Thank you very much. Honorable Walden, we also want to thank you and the Premier as well for being here, the Chief Education Officer, and also to the Valedictorian and Mr. John as well. Madam Chairperson, we have something for you to show appreciation. Please come forward, Madam Chairperson. Thank you for the excellent job in chairing our meeting, our graduation ceremony this afternoon. Again, we want to say thank you all for coming out and supporting this institution. Thank you for coming out and supporting the graduates here this afternoon in such numbers. Again, thank one and all.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Through Jesus Christ our Lord.